You have chosen to defy peace.
Then you have chosen war with a god.
Every version of Mortal Kombat has a god watching over Earthrealm. For decades, that god was Raiden, a guy who protected the timeline, occasionally electrocuted a ninja, otherwise let people live their own lives. Mortal Kombat 1 said, nah, let's give that job to the guy who once fought a shadow clone of himself and won by yelling really hard. Kang doesn't just protect this universe now, he built it from scratch. Every realm, every bloodline, every awkward situationship, he made the call. And the deeper you look into MK1's story, the more it starts to feel less like a new era and more like the world's most elaborate group project where nobody else got a vote. This isn't a Liu Kang is secretly evil video. It's something dumber and more uncomfortable than that. Because what if the villain of Mortal Kombat 1 isn't a villain at all? Just a guy who got god-tier power and immediately did what literally every human in history does with unchecked authority: micromanage everyone else's life for their own good. To understand the theory, you need to understand what actually happened before MK1 starts. Liu Kang and Raiden defeated Kronika, the being who literally controlled time, and instead of destroying her power, Liu Kang took it. He became the new Keeper of Time. Raiden, the god who'd protected Earthrealm for the entire series, was made mortal. Then Liu Kang did something no protector of Earthrealm had ever done before. He didn't just fix the timeline, he erased it. All of it. And built a new one from nothing. In his own words, he described standing in front of a blank canvas. Eons pass while he designs the realms. More eons while he fills them with life. Somewhere in there he probably invented Tuesdays. This isn't damage control anymore. This is authorship. Liu Kang is the world's most overqualified fanfiction writer, except the fanfiction is reality, and nobody consented to being a character in it. He decided who Mileena would be. He decided how Kitana finds out the truth about her dad.
Having liberated the Hourglass and become Keeper of Time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events. I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life. In my new era, all beings will have the opportunity to find peace. Whether or not they do will be their responsibility. For my power only permits me to begin this endeavor. It is the duty of mortals to finish it.
He decided who Mileena would be. He decided how Kitana finds out the truth about her dad. He decided what kind of guy Shao Kahn gets to be this time around. Every character you play as in MK1 is living inside a story Liu Kang personally wrote for them. And most of them have no idea their entire personality is a rough draft he approved. Imagine finding out your ex, your job, and your entire personality were all just a decision some guy made while eating a sandwich made of pure cosmic fire. That's everyone in this game. That's the whole roster.
Here's where the theory gets its strongest evidence. Liu Kang's plan for his villains wasn't to destroy them, it was to diagnose them. Figure out what they actually wanted deep down, like some kind of cosmic therapist who skips straight to rewriting your childhood instead of just, talking to you. Shao Kahn gets to be a father instead of a conqueror. Reptile gets his species back. Rain gets royalty. On paper, sweet, very wholesome, very everybody heals. But look at the mechanism underneath it. One guy deciding what every other being's deepest desire should be, then quietly rearranging reality to match his diagnosis. No consultation, no second opinion, no, hey Shao Kahn, would you rather? Just results. That's not mercy. That's control with a really good publicist. And when someone steps out of the role he's assigned them, look at what happens with Baihang. The second he lashes out, Geras, who is basically Liu Kang's personal security detail with time-stopping powers, just freezes him, mid-tantrum, like a cosmic parent hitting pause on a toddler mid-meltdown in the cereal aisle. Then Liu Kang personally hands down Sector's punishment, sets new rules for the entire Lin Kuei, and warns that any further transgression gets dealt with severely. That's not the vocabulary of a peer. That's the vocabulary of a guy who's one bad day away from adding a probation officer to his cameo roster. This is why Havoc matters so much to this theory.
We have him now.
Desist, Havoc, or be banished to the void.
Submit to your order and abandon my triumph. You've gone mad.
This timeline will not succumb to chaos. Its beings are not meant to live that way.
Meant to? There are no sacred laws, no divine rules. I choose what is right, because I hold the power. And I choose to bless all beings, everywhere, with anarchy.
This is why Havoc matters so much to this theory. Havoc isn't just a new villain for MK1. He's a thematic response to Liu Kang. Havoc's entire philosophy is that order, structure, and control are their own form of violence. That chaos is actually the more honest, more natural state of existence. The game frames him as monstrous, and he is. But it's not an accident that the story puts a chaos god directly opposite a being who has spent eons imposing his personal vision of order onto everyone else's lives. Even after Havoc loses, Liu Kang can't actually get rid of him. Havoc's essence is tangled into too many realities now. So instead of ending it cleanly, Liu Kang basically has to build the multiverse's most secure storage unit and check on it forever. Chaos, but make it a monthly subscription he can't cancel. Ask yourself what that says about the cost of Liu Kang's kind of order. Even beating chaos doesn't remove it. It just gets filed under problems to manage indefinitely by the one guy powerful enough to never have to actually solve it. Now, to be fair to Liu Kang, because a good theory has to survive its counterarguments, he isn't conquering realms for personal gain. He isn't torturing people for pleasure. Every choice he makes is in service of preventing the apocalyptic, timeline-ending events that define the entire rest of the franchise.
Before you doom us all.
Liu Kang, I thought your duties required you stayed behind.
A lie. Something you know well.
I see now. The hourglass showed that only I could wield the crown against Kronika successfully. You let me win. And to ensure victory, you sacrificed the lives of your friends. How deliciously cold-blooded.
They are not gone, Shang Tsung. They will live again in my new era.
Your new era. You underestimate my prowess, Chosen One. I have the crown. I have absorbed Kronika's power. You may have attained godhood, but I am the keeper of time. You are no match for me.
From that angle, he's not a villain. He's a man who saw the worst possible future and is doing everything in his power to make sure it never happens again. He also shows restraint. He doesn't erase Shao Kahn's capacity for violence.
He just gives him a lifestyle upgrade where he doesn't need it. He works with people like Raiden and Kung Lao instead of just texting them their new personalities. And compared to actual no-notes villains in this story, Shang Tsung selling fake medicine to dying villagers, or Havoc trying to turn the multiverse into his own personal fire pit, Liu Kang isn't in that tier. He's not scamming anyone. He's just really, really bad at delegating. So maybe the honest answer isn't hero or villain. Maybe it's something scarier and way less quotable. A genuinely good guy who was handed enough power that his kindness started looking exactly like control from the outside. Which, if you think about it, is basically every group project ever, just with more fatalities. This is the real theory. Not that Liu Kang is secretly evil, but that Mortal Kombat 1 is quietly telling a story about what happens when a good person is given the power of a god, and how even benevolence at that scale starts to look like tyranny from the inside. Every character in this game is a puppet whose strings were tied before they were even born, by someone who genuinely believed he was doing the right thing. And that's the part that should unsettle you more than any mustache-twirling villain ever could. Because Liu Kang never had to be cruel to become dangerous. He just had to be really confident he was right, and powerful enough that nobody could tell him otherwise. Which, unfortunately, describes about 90% of group chats, too. That's not a supervillain. That's every well-intentioned ruler in human history, just with better cutscenes and a flaming skeleton form. So, hero, villain, or extremely powerful control freak with a good publicist? I've made my case. Now, I want to hear yours. Drop your take in the comments. Bonus points if you can defend Liu Kang without sounding like you're also defending your landlord. And if you want more MK1 lore breakdowns like this one, subscribe, because this timeline is only getting messier from here.